If there's noise around you, let the silence settle. If there's someone near you, this moment is not for them. It is for you. What is coming next isn't background content. It demands all of you. You passed the test, you walked through the fire of betrayal. You endured the silence when you had every reason to explode. You remained standing where anyone else would have crumbled. The world saw you at your limit, and the enemy thought your exhaustion would be your end. They understood nothing. This morning, heaven recalculated the course of your life. And I need to tell you exactly why the phase of surviving and fighting has just been concluded in the divine court. You didn't arrive here because of an algorithm. You arrived because you were marked to arrive. This is divine alignment. And what you survived wasn't to break you. It was to prepare you for this exact moment. For months, perhaps years, your mind has been replaying the same conversations at 3 a.m. Your body still trembles in situations where it shouldn't anymore. Money comes in and vanishes without a trace, leaving you wondering where it went. You carry a constant sense of being in an armor you can never take off. The nagging question in your heart, why them and not me? You hear an innocent question from a child or spouse that stings because you have no answer. There is a deep hidden exhaustion that whispers, I can't anymore. There is something I will place in your hands before this message concludes. Something Solomon recorded for the chosen one who needs to navigate the subtle sabotage, the silent envy, the paralyzing indecision that dogs their steps, and it fits right in your pocket. It's not a book to study. It's an instrument to sustain the weight of what you carry. I will return to this. For now, just hold on. This constant vigilance in your spirit, this sense of being perpetually on alert, it's not just anxiety. It's a spiritual frequency you emit, and some elite circles are spending millions trying to decode it. They want to understand the source of your resilience, the wellspring of your strength even in exhaustion, so they can replicate it, control it, or drain it. And about exactly this, about the quiet exhaustion that settles over you after a long, draining week, or the sudden flash of insight that strikes right before a major decision, I have prepared an instrument for you. It's waiting in the pinned comment below. If you need to leave before the end, it's there. But stay, because the Hebrew name for what is happening to you still hasn't been spoken. Have you ever felt that this subtle pressure, this constant drain on your spiritual energy, isn't just human but spiritual? What if this pattern of feeling perpetually observed, of having your most profound thoughts and intentions seemingly anticipated, even exploited, is a sign that there's a battle against the very purpose God has placed upon your life? It is more than mere exhaustion. It is a spiritual frequency being targeted. It was searching for answers to this very question that led me to this digital guide called the Solomon Code. This guide isn't just a read. It's a key to spiritual understanding, a tool crafted for those who wish to see beyond appearances, to stop treating the elite campaigns against your inner peace as mere societal pressures, and to comprehend why this particular attack rises with such force against those who bear God's mark. Many chosen ones here on this channel have already felt the call of the code, but haven't yet made the decision to download this digital guide. Download it right now. It's available in the first pinned comment. If you are among the first to download, come back here and write Amen. This will be your act of faith, and today God can show you the reason why this targeting of your spiritual frequency has risen against your life. There are 5 clear indicators that you are not merely experiencing general stress, but rather you are operating at a powerful, hidden spiritual frequency that elite circles are trying to decode. The first sign is the involuntary vigil. It's the unsettling sensation of waking precisely at the same time each night, not due to noise or discomfort, but with a sudden, unshakable awareness. What seems like insomnia is, in fact, an unsealed watch, a time your spirit recognizes, but that your conscious mind struggles to protect. The second sign is the sacred detour. It's the persistent feeling that your path, though blessed, is often blocked by subtle, inexplicable obstacles. Doors that close before you knock, opportunities that vanish just as they appear, relationships that dissolve without apparent reason. What seems like bad luck is, in truth, divine rerouting, a protective measure to keep you from spiritual entanglement, leading you away from traps set for your frequency. And regarding that exact scene, the moment you realize a pathway you thought was ordained has mysteriously closed, I have already left the instrument awaiting you in the first pinned comment. If you need to leave before the end, it's there. But stay, because the Hebrew name for what is happening to you still hasn't been spoken. The third sign is the silent altar of the family. You are the unspoken spiritual anchor in your household, often bearing burdens and seeing truths that others cannot or choose not to. Your prayers are the unseen foundation, your insights the unacknowledged guidance. What appears to be the quiet burden of responsibility is in fact the holy altar, where peace and protection for your loved ones are secretly sustained. The fourth sign is the inexplicable peace amidst chaos. While others around you are visibly shaken by worldly turmoil and emotional storms, you find an inner stillness, a calm that feels undeserved or even out of place. What seems like detachment is, in reality, a divine shield, an unearned serenity that emanates from your core spiritual frequency, puzzling those who cannot access it. The fifth and final sign is the solitude of the giver. You are often the one pouring out, blessing, encouraging, and supporting, yet you frequently find yourself feeling disconnected or isolated, even when surrounded by people. What seems like loneliness is, in truth, the protected space you occupy as a conduit of divine energy, a chosen vessel whose depth cannot be fully comprehended or reciprocated by all. To navigate these spiritual realities, you need a strategy, not just resilience. Here is a concrete tool you can apply today, inspired by the wisdom of Proverbs 3:5-6, the protocol of trust and direction. First, identify the hidden drain. Write down one specific area where you feel your energy, peace, or finances are being subtly depleted, almost as if an unseen force is siphoning it off. Second, consciously release control. For that specific area, mentally or verbally declare, "I trust in the Lord with all my heart, and lean not on my own understanding." Finally, seek His direction. Ask, "In all my ways I acknowledge you, and you will make my paths straight." Do this with a sincere heart, and watch how the subtle attacks lose their foothold. This isn't just about praying more, it's about aligning your frequency with divine wisdom. And if you are feeling right now that this is exactly what you need, even before I continue, place your thumb right now over the link in the first pinned comment. Don't click yet, just place your thumb. Feel the weight of the decision before making the decision. This guide isn't a method to do more, it's an instrument to sustain more. It doesn't train you, it covers you. And the next time that subtle feeling of being watched descends, the next instance of that inexplicable draining of your peace arrives. It will come sooner than you expect, and it comes with 2 seals for your home, not for your performance. The first seal is the ritual of the righteous sleep. It is an audio. You don't read, you lie down. And what you once called insomnia, today you will call an unsealed vigil, and you will learn to seal the night with the right name, in the right order, with the right voice. The second seal is the awakening of clarity, the 7 morning decrees. 7 short phrases, one for each morning of the week. So you no longer wake up without identity, so you may cross the first hour of the day with the posture of one who was sent, and not with the posture of one who was run over. You have a 7-day unconditional guarantee to use and feel its effects. 7 full days. If within 7 days the instrument hasn't touched what needs to be touched within you, if clarity hasn't arrived, you send an email and receive your money back. No questions asked, no justifications needed. And the 2 seals, the ritual and the decrees, remain with you even if you return it. They are yours, unconditionally. But I need to be direct with you. The real risk isn't spending less than 2 coffees or a fast food combo. The real risk is the next whispered doubt, the next subtle siphoning of your spiritual energy arriving, and you are still empty-handed. That is the risk that has a face. And it is about that face that I need to speak with you now, and perhaps you're asking yourself now some questions that deserve an answer before we proceed. What if this is just my anxiety and not a spiritual attack against my frequency? The quiet, insidious nature of these attacks often masquerades as anxiety. This guide helps you discern the difference by tuning into true peace, which anxiety cannot mimic. already tried so many other things. Why would this be any different? This isn't another self-help book. It's a code, a divine framework for understanding the unseen battles and equipping you with ancient wisdom. Could I have already missed my chance? No moment is ever truly lost with God. Your very presence here is proof that your season for understanding and reclaiming your spiritual frequency is now. And even so, if you only want the guide, it is sufficient, but the full house comes with all three. A 38-year-old nurse working night shifts, struggling with chronic fatigue and spiritual dryness, started using the guide after months of feeling drained. In the first week of using the ritual of the righteous sleep, she found herself not just resting, but truly restoring her spirit. The phrase she sent me, "I finally recognized the difference between sleep and sealed rest." A 51-year-old small business owner, consistently facing inexplicable setbacks, began to apply the guide's wisdom. After implementing the morning decrees, he saw not just his business obstacles diminish, but an emotional resilience he hadn't known was possible. His words, "It's like I was driving in the fog and suddenly the sun broke through." A 27-year-old recent graduate, feeling overwhelmed by societal pressures and a constant sense of inadequacy, found the guide after struggling with her sense of purpose. Through guided practice, she felt a profound shift in her identity and understood how to protect her inner peace. She wrote, "I stopped trying to fit into a system designed to scramble my signal. Perhaps 3 hours from now, you will be lying in bed again with the same circulating thoughts, recalling that you watched this video and still did not reach out. Perhaps in the next critical meeting, you'll feel that subtle shift, that drain, and wish you had the clarity to counter it. Perhaps the next time you face a major decision, the paralyzing indecision will return, leaving you feeling adrift. And the consequences keep coming, with the same sense of urgency, with the same challenge, with the same subtle pressure arriving." The link is in the first pinned comment. Pinned for you, not for everyone. For you who needs to navigate the next subtle assault on your spiritual frequency with the instrument in hand, click now. And when you do, when you open this link, you are not buying a book. You are accepting an instrument that Solomon prepared for your everyday. And what you are about to understand next, when you hear the Hebrew word that is coming now, will change the way you interpret everything that has happened up to this point. The Hebrew word that precisely defines what is happening to you is shamar. Pronounce it with me softly wherever you are. Shamar. Shamar means to guard, to watch over, to keep. But it is more than just that. It is the active, diligent, and intentional cultivation and protection of what is sacred. It's not just a dictionary translation. It's a word that describes a state, a posture, a calling. And when you hear this word, something within you calms down, because it was already happening within you. You just didn't have a name for it. And about this word it is written in Psalm 4, verse 8, in the English Standard Version, "In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety." It is not a promise of the future, it is a declaration of state. Consider Joseph, the dreamer, a man whose spiritual frequency was so potent it stirred envy and malice. His journey, as recorded in Genesis, is a testament to Shamar. The problem, brothers driven by jealousy, envy, and a desire to silence his prophetic voice, selling him into slavery. This was an elite circle, his own family, trying to decode and neutralize his frequency. The instrument he received was not a physical tool, but an unwavering spirit of integrity and divine trust, a deep understanding of God's sovereign plan. The operation of this instrument in his daily life was evident in his unwavering commitment to faithfulness, whether as a slave in Potiphar's house or a prisoner in Pharaoh's dungeon. He kept his heart, his focus, his identity, refusing to allow his circumstances to corrupt his spiritual frequency. The turning point arrived when his shamar bore fruit, revealing the purpose behind his suffering. His interpretation of dreams, his wisdom, his very presence, all reflected the sacred frequency he had guarded through trials. And what Joseph had to improvise in the pit, in prison, or in the palace, you can do now with a guide in hand. The instrument that Solomon recorded is the same one awaiting you in the first pinned comment. Let me pause for a full minute and put everything you just heard into simple words. without poetry, without metaphor, just the facts. Fact 1. There is a spirit of subtle decoding, a spiritual attack on your hidden divine frequency. Fact 2. It operates by siphoning your energy, blurring your clarity, and inducing deep exhaustion to prevent you from walking in your full purpose. Fact 3. Joseph was a target of this same type of attack, precisely because of the divine frequency he carried. Fact 4. Your hesitation, which you call prudence, is exactly what this spirit needs to convince you to give up on the next crucial decision, the next opportunity to step into your calling. There are 3 types of calling that are currently being tested by the spirit of spiritual frequency decoding. You are one of these 3 types. When I name yours, your spirit will leap in recognition. The first type is the architect of purpose. You are gifted at envisioning and structuring divine plans, but the adversary attacks by injecting confusion, creating constant self-doubt, and subtly diverting your energy through minor distractions, making you question your blueprint. The second type is the sentinel of truth. You possess a keen sense of discernment and an ability to expose hidden agendas, but the enemy targets you with isolation, making you feel unheard or misunderstood, attempting to silence your voice by making you believe your insights are just paranoia. The third type is the wellspring of influence. Your presence naturally draws others towards light and spiritual depth, but the adversary attacks by initiating smear campaigns, fostering quiet betrayals, and creating an overwhelming sense of responsibility, draining your capacity to pour out without being replenished. And concerning your type, heaven had already sealed 3 names. The first name is the hidden sower. You sow seeds of truth and purpose in unseen places, influencing subtly but profoundly. Solomon's instrument teaches you how to protect your inner garden from unseen pests. The second name is the silent watchman. You perceive threats and opportunities before others, offering quiet guidance from a place of deep intuition. This instrument helps you maintain your vigilance without succumbing to the constant battle. The third name is the frequency keeper. You maintain a unique spiritual signature that defies worldly systems, drawing divine alignment to your life. This guide is your guardian against interference. If one of these 3 names resonated most strongly with you, write the number below in the comments, 1, 2, or 3. This is your first act of taking possession of your identity. And these 3 weapons alone are a remembrance. With the instrument, they become a covering. To recognize the cycle, without having the instrument that Solomon left, is to receive the diagnosis without the treatment. And furthermore, there are 4 gates, 4 keys, beyond these 3 that I cannot open here, not for lack of time, but for density. Each one needs its own page with the exact counterweapon. And while I don't deliver those 4 here, the spirit of decoding spiritual frequency knows them all. The guide delivers. But before I release you, there is one last point. The last obstacle is not the enemy. It is a voice within you that sounds dangerously reasonable. It is the fear of seeming ungrateful. It is the fear that by accepting an instrument, you are telling God that what he has already done was not enough. This is false piety. It is pride dressed as humility. God does not give you strength so that you refuse the weapons he himself forged for your battle. Accepting the instrument is not doubting his strength. It is honoring the general's strategy. Now I want you to close your eyes wherever you are, place your right hand over your chest, and repeat after me softly, if you need to, but let it come from your mouth. Father, I surrender the exhaustion that has accumulated in these recent months, the constant feeling of being observed, the subtle drain on my energy, the weary mind that replays the same conversations. I release myself from the fear of seeming ungrateful. This is the subtlest chain. My urgency is my gratitude, and I now receive the 3 names that were sealed upon me: the hidden sower, the silent watchman, the frequency keeper. Not for me to flaunt, but for me to remember to navigate what comes with them on my lips, in my posture, in my heart. And before the voice that comes now, I need you to hear something. The intensity of what you have experienced in recent months is not proof that something is wrong with you. It is proof that you are exactly where you always knew you should be. If this resonates with you now, write below, I receive the turning point. And now the Father's voice. Listen. Son, daughter, I saw you. I saw you weathering the subtle attacks on your spiritual frequency. I never lost sight of you. I never closed the seat at my table that bears your name. Your name is engraved on the palms of my hands. The seat is yours. The pride in your generous, faithful, righteous heart was never withheld from you. And there is a voice speaking within you now. A voice that says, "This is not for me, this is for someone with greater faith." I need you to hear this from me now. You have permission. You have permission to receive what you have not earned. You have permission to occupy the seat at the table without having to justify it. You have permission to let die the version of you that needed to suffer to feel worthy. Solomon did not prepare this instrument for those who are already ready. He prepared it for those who are weary. And the one who is weary right now is you. Now I extend my hand towards your home and decree a covering of sealing over everything that belongs to you, over your table, that peace may reign and every subtle form of spiritual depletion be cut off. I declare a covering over your children and your spouse, if you have them, that their spirits may be protected and their divine frequencies guarded. And I decree a covering over your work, over your hands, that every effort may be blessed and every seed you sow yield abundant fruit. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. Before I release you, I want you to walk with me into a room you haven't yet seen with your physical eyes. Don't force it. Just let the image come. There is a long table of dark wood. The light comes from above, from a place you cannot identify. There are people seated there. Some you loved and are now gone. Others you haven't yet met. The faces look like family. And there is an empty chair near the head of the table. The shape of you is carved into it. The wood remembers you. Solomon is at the head and he nods as if to say, "We were waiting for you." You are not creating this scene. You are remembering it. The chair has always been yours, only you were missing. Don't say amen yet. Sit in this for a moment. Feel the weight of what just happened. Now you can say amen. The Solomon Code is awaiting you in the first pinned comment just below with the ritual of the righteous sleep and the 7 morning decrees. For less than 2 coffees or a fast food combo, because a frequency keeper without covering will wither in the next spiritual assault, and the adversary counts on the next challenge to drain your peace. It's not an expense, it's an instrument, and Solomon prepared it for you to navigate what is coming with a firm hand, not an empty one. With a 7-day guarantee, the risk is ours, the choice is yours. Click now, while the decree is still alive in your heart. Not tomorrow, not after your shower, because those who put it off for later put it off forever. And the adversary already knows this. In the next 3 hours, it will speak within you, not in a loud voice, in sequence, 5 short phrases. You don't really need this. You can figure it out on your own. You need this money for something else. This isn't the right time. You need one more sign. This isn't for you. It's for someone with greater faith. If it's God's will, it will happen eventually. You don't have to do anything. 5 waves. It tries from 5 angles. In one of them, you surrender. Today, now, before the next wave of doubt, not later. Today. And Solomon will sustain you. And before you go, think of one specific person. Not many, just one. The person whose name just came to you when I said that. The person who has been silent, faithful, unseen, being attacked in the same way. Someone who has been coming home carrying a weight that isn't theirs. Someone who needs the same sealing that you just received. Send this video to them. They are waiting for this word to arrive. Perhaps it will be your hand that delivers it. It's not a favor, it's service, and heaven sees. If you have watched this video to the end, comment below, "Amen, received," and send this video to that specific person who came to your mind. It is done. What was delivered here has been delivered. You are not the same person you were when you pressed play. You are deeply loved. You were never forgotten. The chair is yours, and so it is sealed. The next subtle attempt to decode your frequency can wait 10 more seconds. May the wisdom from above be your ground today. May your soul find rest. Until our next